He's a phenomenal control player.
GG's.
Hello. Thursday, today is a prelim. Comes afterwards. Thank you for the sub, homiczówka. Oh no, not expedition mapos. Okay, we win next turn. 61 cards, by the way. Yeah. I mean, yes. What can I tell you? I do play 61 cards. One spell, by the way. Well, I guess I drew Amulet, so that's technically a spell. It's actually correct to make 3 Titans to play around 2 with dismembers, right? What did you get to make the 61? I actually don't remember, but I have 4 gardens to explore right now. If that frames it better. Also have 2 Colossus and only 3 Sounders packs, I guess. Realizing that I lose when they subtlety me. After pacting, but I don't necessarily lose if they subtlety and I can recast next turn, so... I have another pact, T-West, Grove Chamber, yes. Titan. I like how my opponent is waiting patiently with their dismember or maybe even just the map
He's
activation.
a phenomenal control player.
Only 61 cards. Pathetic.
Pathetic, you say? Sure. Three Titans for turn 3. Opponent's like, that is 24. Okay. Sure is. Silence, Boseju, Cat Cavern, Iffy on Emrakul against Tron. I think it mostly doesn't matter. Can cut 2 Grazers because you don't need to block. Is not mostly for 4 color. Yes. It's also to make your semi-growth chamber bounce 2 lands. Actually, Norn with Colossus almost guarantees that you're gonna draw your deck. I think something is off with MTG bot because lately we've got a lot of requests like that where I think Zerg tried to request actually like a song and then Seraph and Travail in the Betrayal, but then we're watching before you buy the Sunspire supporter pack. What game is that? Oh no, not the Chromatic Sphere. Double Ring risks not being great against Karn, a great content creator, but such is life. Also, thank you very much for the sub, Armek 8. Ha, Urza Saga. What a cringe master. My opponent is not assembling Tron. I think they didn't want to spend their green mana on Haywire Might and got tilted when they did. Yeah, the bot seems kinda malfunction a good amount lately. Guess I would search for a map. No, because they would have mited probably the saga. Seems the best. So then I would go Humber. Probably Humber Ring, not even casting the Explorer. No point in like exploring a forest on the battlefield. I would likely win if they would miss like Tron for more turns, and since last turn they didn't have a Tron and they played Urza's Saga, they scooped right now. I would assume that they didn't have an out of top decking the Tron land either. I don't know what's up with people and like keeping hands like this against Amulet. You go, just don't make Tron land drops. I know that whenever I play Tron myself, I also, look at my hands and I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll keep this one. But, knowing that I'm up against Amulet, you need your turn 3 thing. I guess they felt differently. I'm gonna play Amulet tomorrow in the showcase challenges. Line, Ligma, Creator, Limerick, Lincoln, Rapper, Pinto, Verse, Stallion, Rhyme, Lagos, Kidney, Luxor, Dude, Fava, Meter. Are you locking an Amulet for Super League? Yes. But don't tell the other guys. Lima, Pinto, Fava, Kidney, Beans. Oh, the beans. Chat, like in Magic the Gathering, there's beans. I don't know Fava, Limo, and Pinto. I've heard of kidney beans. Lincoln, Rapper, Limerick, Verse, Stallion, Rhyme, Lagos, Creator, Luxor, Dude, Line, Meter. What's a Luxor? Miasto w Egipcie. Co jest lepsze, Luxor czy Kair? Luxor jest lepszy. Aha, dobra. Limerick, Verse, Rhyme, Meter, Music Terms. Is Limerick a music term? Yeah, Limerick is a city in Ireland. So it'd be Luxon, Limerick, Lagos, Lincoln. Cities beginning with L. Oh, it's they even start with an L. Stallion, Dude, Rapper, Creator, Rhyme, Verse, Line, Meter, Poetry Terms, Meter, a Poetry Meter, Tyler the Creator, Megan the Stallion, the Dude, the Rapper, I don't know, the rappers. Chat, what does it mean that... Why is Megan the Stallion written with double E? Is it just a stylistic choice and it's supposed to mean D-I-H-E? Does it mean something else? Parappa the Rapper, yeah. But anyone willing to explain that to me? I guess I googled that. Megan Thee Stallion, why the... Google just explains to me why Stallion. Alright, too bad. D is often pronounced D before a vowel sound and D before a consonant sound. This is not a ruling. It's just a tendency to assist with the flow of speech. Also, in speech, the word D is pronounced D for emphasis. For example, I spoke to the queen. I spoke to the actual queen. I beseech thee you. Archaic version of you. It has nothing to do with the... why is she called the... True. Stallion. Water. It seems like water is very similar to lots of words. Human. Love. Emotion. Okay. Family. Tree. Betrayal. Ah, it's very far off. Family. Zone. No. Human was very low. So it's like a family but different. No, Chad, if you just keep going with like brothers, it's not gonna take us anywhere. It's gonna be similar to like the rest of the words. Genes. Genetics. Evolution. No. Alright, what other families can there be? Blood. Class. Taxonomy. Is it called taxonomy or am I mixing up words? It's not close anyways. Friend. Alright, friend is closer. What's the point in this game? We have to find the secret word. We have unlimited guesses. The words were sorted by an AI algorithm according to how similar they were to the secret word. School. College. I don't think its spouse is gonna be far away, yeah, like son even farther. School, so let's go shooting. American. Home. Okay. It was house. I feel like we already had that. Or was it was something very similar where we had like building and home was like the second. House was the second option and then home was like 10th. House, home, apartment, building, property, rent, town, sale, residence, place, estate, bedroom, village, residential, mansion, townhouse, cottage, farm, hill, condo. Hey. Yeah, that's like the 500th. Closest word. Type a card name. Let's go with Amulet of Vigor. Two or three mana, rare, old. Blood Moon. It needs to have a super type, so no. Goblin, King. 2 mana, red, rare. Creature. From between 93 and 2010. Two mana red creature. Rare. Well, Dark Confidence is a black creature, notably not red. Ash Zealot is too new. We know it's between 93 and 2010. I don't know any 2-drop red rare creatures, chat. From those ages. We know it's not a goblin, so it cannot be a goblin pile driver. We know it's mono red, we know it's a creature, we know it's cost 2 mana, we know it's not a goblin. We know it's rare. Cobalt Overlord. Cobalt Overlord. All your kobolds gain first strike 1, 2. It is not Cobalt Overlord. Stigma Lasher. Okay, we had narrowed it down to 14 years. Molten Hydra, you say? You know those cards? I don't believe you. I think you looked it up. Well, maybe you actually knew of Molten Hydra. Well, chat, how many of you knew of Molten Hydra? Let's do it this way. Keep off the glass, Hydra warning sign. 3 mana, put a counter on Molten Hydra. Remove all counters, use 1 damage. For each counter, remove this way. Wow. Since I never seen Molten Hydra, I would have never seen it, so it's fair. Between 99 and 94. Ruby Lecz.
He's a
2
phenomenal
mana, 2/2
control
fast,
player.
regress spells you play cost red more to play. Damn, good stats. FX Bird, thank you very much for a prime sub. His gems didn't stop pulsating until they were completely removed. Totalitarian research notes. Shocker. Set a card name. They did not have the technology to color the set expansion symbol. Back then. Shocker. I love Shocker. Wait, no. What? Come on. I meant the actual Shocker. Between 97 and 94. Which means 96 or 95. Let's check Orcish Librarian as suggested. Ice Age. What year is Ice Age? It's 94, right? And Blood Knight is an uncommon that's way too new. But I appreciate you trying multiple times. Us hungry, need food, lots of books. Say reprint you believe? Alright, let's check that. It does not seem to be a reprint. What do you think of Otawara and Amulet? It's in my top 7 lands I would want to play, but I can't seem to fit. FMRF Rider doesn't seem to exist. So you'd rather play one more Explore than Otawara? Yeah. Varshield Varboss doesn't seem to exist either. From the year of 95. Do you think it's worth if you cut down your Amulet list to 60 cards to add one more Explore and go up to 61 again? Yeah. My LGS Amulet player plays Otawara purely because I play Elesh in 60 and 2 in 75. Reasonable of them. Well, I just don't want to cut any cards right now. Maybe later on I will grow up and I will want to cut a card from the deck. But I don't want to do that now. Another target Minotaur creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Damn, sick. Why is it an X-ray? Do you think 4 rings are too good to cut maybe 1/1 Explore a utility land? I don't want to cut a ring now. Explore is great, but an issue it has is being slightly uncastable, which means that it's actually pretty bad to draw a pair of Explorers. If you count Amulets as your Explore sources, which is a little bit generous too, you have 10. If you really like made me add Otawara, I would just add Otawara. I'll have 62 again. Simply. It was Anaba Ancestor. I don't think I've ever seen Anaba Ancestor. Why 2 cultivators? I had a thought yesterday when I talked about Amuletos with another Amuletos gamer. Where I realized that I lose to subtlety because I packed it. So this way I'll pack less and I'll beat subtlety more easily, more often. So just that. And with Mykosin Gardens you have double amulet all the time, and Colossus is just pretty consistently great for me. So that's why. Like, it's not like Titan is necessarily even better than Cultivator Colossus. As a threat, right? And you don't need to draw a Titan to win, you need to draw a threat. So you want pacts to like have more, and also like pacts are nice because they can serve as ramp in double amulet situations and can find the Dryad too when needed and can work with Tolaria West. So at least 2 are needed, probably 3 to actually keep Tolaria West like fully functional all the time. But yeah. That was my thought. Also because it represents 2 Colossus and Mr. Beast, both being Mr. Beast. Yes. I don't understand what you're saying, but I agree. And Explore is great, and it's also like great when you then want to trim down on Grazer, because blocking with Grazer is bad and you get to keep some cheap ramp in your deck, but it's not castable enough to reward you for drawing multiples unless you have double amulet, really. So with 2 I will rarely draw 2 copies, and that's good. Grazer has a bit more leeway because it is reasonable to play like turn 1 Saga or like turn 1 anything, turn 2 Mykosin Gardens, filter for green, play Grazer. That sometimes still might be quick enough for Grazer to be relevant. Harder to do with Explore because 3-mana Explore is too much. Otawara would be neat. Crumbling Vestige would be neat. Anything else? Any other lands? I don't think so. I think mostly just those would be neat. Steve, maybe worth considering over Explore too. Yeah, not really. Explore just better card. The mana base is not cavern heavy right now, so the castability is the same roughly. And yeah, it will be more forests. Yeah, I play for Celestial Sanctuary because I play white cards. Two silences, Eleshnar and Morka. So it is a cost that otherwise I'd play 4 Rot Farm 1 Sanctuarium. Probably. Eleshnar is actually relevant. It's against 4 color. She's pretty solid against 4 color. But it might be that having your own removal for Eleshnar is better than an Eleshnar. I don't know. If you look at Spike's deck, for example, then it can only bounce Eleshnar with the fairy. That's all it can do. It's kind of funny. But it might be cuttable. Did Kratos do anything good? Yeah, routinely. Kratos draws Emrakul against 4 color and likes to get cast into subtlety. That's what it does. You miss a dinosaur? Which one? I've acquired a new Zakama art for my Lotus Field deck because I have realized it exists. But in Amulet, Zakama, I think no longer. This one. It's even yellow, green, and red to make clear that it's a Naya card. But the fairy is all that 4 color can do against Eleshnorn as far as I remember. I found Terra Sunder being a reasonable card to run in the sideboard and with different applications. For Terra Sunder you need to not play white, then you can play 4 Rot Farms, and I find that way the card looks, it looks extremely underpowered to me. But it's not entirely unreasonable to play, I think. Because you can like exile things with it, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird. It doesn't fit into the game plan because the game plan of this deck, at least for me right now, is to be a combo deck, and I just combo off and combo people with Colossus or Titan. So I just don't want to play inefficient 1-for-1 like mid-range removal spells. It's kind of not what I'm interested in. While Eleshnorn will actually, progress me. If I follow up an Eleshnorn with Titan or Colossus, I'll just probably win, right? Because I get 2 triggers. Do I have any scam list? All I've been playing in Modern lately was just Amulet. I don't have a scam list really to recommend. Hi guys, Hydroid Kratos is good against who? Against Subtlety. You can play it into Subtlety and do that happily, and that's a nice upside. Oh, which creature stop you? Well, there's one creature that stops Amulet, it's Eleshnorn. Would you bring in Kratos versus Rhinos? Yeah. It's really bad to pact for your threat into against Rhino, so you would just want to bring like 2 extra monsters and just draw monsters and play monsters. So you never bought out amulets and or sagas? Yeah, I just don't. I think that's just doesn't make sense. Like, scam doesn't kill your amulets, so why would you board out your amulets? And like that's just seems like a misguided way to fight scam. Because with 12 amulets, it's so easy to have double amulet. They can't discard your bounce land, so you just keep a bounce land in hand, double amulet, and you just need to top deck a big card before you die, and then you're gonna win. And the One Ring is also like pretty good at making you draw that one card. So that's how I play against Scam, and I had a pretty great. What's that? Gigant. Great results against Scam. Too. TBH. Foolish streamer giving all the tips away for free instead of discount promotion. Yeah. Maybe Grazer put Saga into play is better. Can even make a construct next turn. Or play Dryad next turn. How do I board versus Scam then? I just add 3 dismembers. And maybe the crowd is not sure about it. So it's like cut paths. Got, I don't know, 1 Saga on the draw. And you add 2 lands. And 3 dismembers. And yes, that is out 2 in 5, but that's just what I've been doing, and it's been working fine enough. Tarmogoyf. Curious.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Thank you, Homichówka, for the Sabini. So yeah, like there is a... I've been to the Amulet Discord server. And I've been observing Amulet strategies for a long time in general, and there is always like the claim that the matchup is bad against... The matchups against the Blood Moon decks are bad. Scam and Murktide. Which is fine and like true, possibly. They're not so good. And then like the angle to fight them is to cut amulets, which just so weird because to me, because it doesn't make sense. It also maybe doesn't make sense since the One Ring. One Ring also, I think, promotes amulet, makes it better. But Murktide is much worse than Scam, sure. I agree, yeah. Scam is like whatever. In my experience. They don't actually like If they play main deck moons, then they have strong tools against you, but if they don't, then just they don't really have anything special against you. So yeah, if you maybe the matchup against Scam is bad if you board out all of your amulets and sagas and you just try to beat their 4/4 fury with an endurance, but yeah, then maybe yes, I guess. No Cascade Beans, should try it, I think. I've just vibed with Amulet lately, and I have good time playing Amulet, so I haven't been compelled to try all the different new fads, so I'm just instead playing what makes me feel good. Okay, that was an attempt. And also, like the exact Spike list has no outs versus Amulet, so had no outs versus Amulet the last time I've seen it, so that would look pretty decent. Probably Boseju deck. You liked putting Soul to draw cards years ago. Yeah, I did, but now I don't. Took the liberty to switch. Yes, Tarmogoyfs maybe is okay. Not sure what's exactly in the deck. It's board 1 EE. I don't get the Cascade Bean stuff. Isn't Bean good because it costs 2 and not 3? Well, Beans is good because it draws cards, so like when it sticks multiples is pretty good too. And then when you stick 2, then you get to, benefit from that pretty hard. And you get to pitch all the cards without losing value, so Beans are good because you can't trip ETB for some unknown reason. Bros, the reason is like clear. Is it really not clear to you? The reason that Beans is cantripping on ETB is that they wanted to make it playable, and they did. It would probably be like more idly balanced if it drew half a card, but small this. But Magic is granular enough that it's pretty hard to do effects such as drawing half a card. It plays Alpine Moon Vigor for Amulet, yeah. Well, as I said, the last list I've seen had no outs. Didn't have those cards. So clearly he lost and then added some, but... Spike is 25, 3 losses to Amulet Titan, sure. I mean, I'm probably 25 with Amulet too lately. Maybe not. See, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. See, I'm 9-3, 10-3. This doesn't count. 3-1. See, 4 3-1s with Amulets. 12-4. Same thing. Is Boseju a good card versus Amulet? I have a hard time evaluating how effective it is. It's fairly effective as a lockout plan. Borrowed in some cards that are CC. It's gonna be fairly effective as a... That's worse now because it's prelims and not leagues. It's actually better. Bolt. Boseju is good as a lockout plan with Ren, long term. Just one time Bosejuing Amulet kinda not really very productive always because you get the forest back, so you kinda still ramp them. And stuff like that. Boseju Saga is probably the best thing. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Sometimes people do that, it's fine. Oh no, not the Grazer. Sometimes you can hit the bounce and response to trigger, yeah, but as you've seen, like last game, it was fairly ineffective. I would like to draw a Grazer, too bad they exiled it. The Edge, I'm playing the One Ring next turn, my friend. So I don't know about being dead. So Dryad is a +1 mana if I keep it in my hand. Keep it in my hand. Hair it. TBH, I lost all the remaining faith in Spike decks after he registered the Yawgmoth at PT Barcelona. You mean because he registered a normal deck? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Their Dryad, okay. That's actually +1 mana on the next turn, so I have 9 mana to get Titan and then win. Unless they kill my Dryad and play. Wonder what colored cards they brought. I guess I don't win because I don't have a blue bounce land. Yeah. But we have 3 draws to draw a Titan, a Pact, Semi-Growth Chamber. Probably an Amulet too. Alright, I guess not Pact anymore. Lotus Field check. I cut Lotus Field for the Rot Farm. It's in my hand, I guess, the Rot Farm. Can also draw a ring to stall. Explore. Boseiju. Okay, I drew a Titan, so that makes it trivial. We go for Mr. Beast for the lulz. But should we get a black one? Yes, because they exiled the colored one. With Explorer could have the mana to play TOS and bounce it back to. Did I have the mana to Boseiju the Chalice though? Because I didn't count. 2 mana. Explore go the 2 mana. Boseiju. T-West. 2 mana. Bounce land. 4 mana. I don't think I had mana to Titan and Boseiju and Titan still. But not sure. Had 2 land drops to start with. Pięć plus 8. 13. 11, okej. Congrats on the PT qualify again. I was sitting next to you for your final round. Very lucky you dodged me. I would like to inform you that I have already beaten one Amulet Lotus Field gamer in that tournament. Which probably means that beating a second one is impossible since it's like 20% to win. So I would need to like play 6 more. Fair. I got to play as Mono White in the final one. It's allegedly a bad matchup according to the stats, but I just choose not to believe it because it's easy to play, just kill their monsters. Oh no, Cultivator Colossus died. Interesting deck on my opponents. When you play Paper Amulet, do you visualize all the triggers? No. But last time I resolved Colossus, it was the final turn of the Wednesday FNM where I went 4-0. And I had double Amulet. And I put 8 bounce lands in play and a bunch of other lands. And I untapped my lands, tapped them for mana twice, and I said I have 50 mana. And then I said, okay, play Dromoka, go to 46, play Titan. No, play Dromoka, go to 44, play Titan, go to 38, play Dryad, go to 35, kill you. So that's faster than the mono stacking. For sure. Will there be any vintage content in near future? There might be some vintage related content on YouTube if I get around and create it. And there might be a vintage challenge, but probably not this weekend because I don't want to double queue. Amulet does not double queue. Friendly now. Maybe with Dredge, but even then. And there is Showcase Challenge this weekend, so probably no double queue, but maybe I'll stream the Sunday morning challenge, actually. I'll need to clarify my Sunday plans. But I should be able to, yeah. So, no promises yet, but I'll try. Do I manually tap and untap the lands with multiple amulets? I do tap and untap them, yeah. I go and I say blue, 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 green, green, green. Then I pick it up. I'll just flip it upside down and reflip it and say 6 green, 6 blue. I started playing Yawgmoth and had to buy +1 dice, -1 dice because there is a chance I could have a creature with +1/+1, -0, -1, and Planeswalker's loyalty. It's good to have distinct dice then to represent all of those effects, yeah. As trying to track, you know, a wall of roots and put 3 different counters on it. And be like, yeah, this one is this one is this one is this. It's kind of awkward. When you play Lotus IRL, do you have the cool Theros lens to count your mana pool, or are you a gigachad and do it in your mind? I write it down on a piece of paper. I thought those were the rules that you cannot use dice to track mana or something like that. At some point So I just write it down. I have like a piece of paper and I say, okay, I have like 2 green, 3 green, 2 black. And the worst thing for me is when a Lotus gamer, you know, pulls out their RK Post mana vials to count mana. Maybe you can find them. And they're actually all gray. And the colors are so faint that you can't tell which one is which anyways. They use dice on coverage. They do, yeah. But like you're supposed to write it down too, I think, but no upkeep stop training arc. Seems like you haven't been watching closely because I've been done with the upkeep stop for the past 2 weeks or so, and I haven't even skipped my first main phase too much. Only every now and then. Are you thinking of someone in specific? Well, some of the top table Lotus gamers in Lille use that, but I don't know them, so like I'm not gonna call names because I don't know their names, but
He's a phenomenal control
the winner
player.
of Lille for sure like had those tokens, and maybe it's a colorblind thing too where you just can't see them, but what's the tokens, bro? Print the tokens, okay. During the tournament, I just tapped the Lotus field and said add 3 of each color. Like 15 mana from one Lotus field? There's no search bar. These tokens. We have those, and they're not very distinct to me when they're placed on the table. Dr. Bill, thank you very much for the Sabini. You're going to be playing Titan and Paper? Well, I play Titan and Paper weekly, yeah. So yeah, I will. In fact, I will. Alright, bathroom break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Alright. So... Is my paper amulet list pimped? No. I'm generally against pimping. But I have random foils. One foil Cultivator Colossus, two foil Dryad of Elysian Grove, one foil Boseju and one Russian Tolaria West. In this silence. You look closely. It's actually a prox because the real one is coming to me. But you would fall for it, right? It's just silence. I've got these Primal Titans. Normal. M11. Non-foil. And I've got the ugly Dmorka. And of course, I got as many funky Singing Grove chambers as I could have afforded. And unfortunately, there is still a Lotus Field in my Titan deck, so it's clearly not updated. I have a Judge for Azusa, which used to be special. But then they printed the artwork in 3 different sets, and then it's actually the most basic Azusa. It's probably like more of them than the old one. So that's my non-pimped amulet deck. I can't use the Secret Lair Azusa because of my extremely extreme anti-Secret Lair stance, where I don't play Secret Lair cards in my decks. Ugly. Yes, I would say that objectively the Dmorka is ugly, as far as objectivity goes. Hello Piotr, I have a super tweet for you to play. Ready? Alright, ready. Secret Lair Azusa is very... yeah, I agree. It's also rough that there is just one Azusa in the deck to play. But yeah, in paper I don't even own Paths of the Dead. Paths of the Dead. Hot take, Wasteland would be an amazing card to be in Modern. Thoughts? It would certainly be amazing, yeah. Wasteland is like the lamest. Lamest card. Lamest way of making the game resource trading.com. Show more blink cards you have. I don't have blink. I just have the promos from the tournaments, but I don't really have blink. I have 2 Pro Tour Jaces and a RC Sauron. It fucks 4C and degenerate decks. Alright, Johnstar. Cool. That's like so incredible. Great idea. What if... Sure. Right, I don't even know where the cards are, so I'm not gonna show them, but... What's the card you own that you like the most? Teneb. The Harvester. Actually, probably not. I have a stupid binder. Where I have a collection of dragons and a terribly taped big Teneb on the front page. I like those. We go further, it contains even more dragons. Including Geshav, who's a dinosaur, but it works. Nicole Bolas tainted glass. Here there's more dragons. Shit, I have a lot of dragons. Do you ever ask someone if they want to see your dragon collection? Yeah. Here there's even more dragons, bros. I didn't even realize how many I had. Limriff, Izzard Doom, Ryusei, the Falling Star. This binder is pretty old and pretty worn out, so it's pretty hard to say, but you know, blue dragon, green dragon, black dragon, Space Godzilla, Death Corona. Is the empty slot for the Morka? I don't know. Where's a Beta Shivan? I don't buy expensive cards. Here on the other hand, instead of dragons we have attractive females. So Maelstrom Archangel doesn't really fit as neatly maybe into the picture, but this Vivian is like the best Magic the Gathering lady artwork. Here we have Mockery of Nature and From Beyond and some Eldrazi's. Makes sense. Hullon Minotaur and Sabertooth Tiger, which are, you know, just good quality red monsters. And Tunnel, which is one of my favorite cards. Do I have any buff man? No, my interests actually lie in that direction, so I just have Tunnel, which says buries one wall. And it's just, you know, buries one wall. Here I have another page of cards, which the theme is kind of loose, but I find Dust Elemental to be just crazy, right? This card, it's just crazy. There's Sulfur Elemental, which is in Italian, I think it says Lampo. I should get an English one, but the Sulfur Elemental thing is that sometimes when we are driving for Magic tournaments with the Poznan group, we play Guess Which Card I Am, and I, as a comedic bit, I just always ask questions that like imply that I think the card they think of is Sulfur Elemental, and I also very often think of Sulfur Elemental when I'm the one in charge. So for example, it's my turn to ask a question. I ask, do I have a split second? Or do I make white creatures go on +1/-1? It's really funny, I assure you. Gurzigos is another incredible monster, which if you've never seen it, then you should get familiar with Gurzigos. 5 mana, 6/8, and also just more upsides. I have this Thragtusk, which I have not commissioned, but it stays in my binder. And it looks so goofy. Also, I think it's really funny to put like Brizella, but in 2 languages that do not match. And like the wrong way around. So they don't actually fit. And I have a collection of special invitational cards. What's Maragon Nuts? Maragon Nuts is a enchantment from... Kurwa, jak się pokazuje? Enchantment from something. What's that set name? Mystery Booster. There's an extra page with some extra secrets that I will show to you later. This has no amulet, so Mugilan. So he's on the play. So go Grazer. Then do nothing, then play turn 3 Ring. Let's go to 5. Maybe I'll find amulets. Is Zerk your most serious competitor to become the king of MTG Polandia? Possibly. There is also Alan Andrzejewski. But he's less active on the internet, so you probably don't know. I keep like this. Get bounce land. Youngster. In the new Ancient World bit, be first guess always Sulfur Elemental. Yeah, that would be pretty decent actually for that. I think I go this and mop. It's a good draw. Oh no, not the Bowmaster's triggering yet another time.
He's a phenomenal control player.
This is crazy. He just grew his young wolf. Api Laskowski, thank you very much for your sub. I will map for TOS, yeah. Next I'm gonna have 4 mana, Grazer into TOS, 3 mana. 4 mana, 3 mana, 6 mana. Slay Sanctuary, the TOS bag, Titan, win. Unless I die, he has 2 cards though, so it seems pretty hard. I guess 1 less mana. Shoes and cars. Jamas. I miss the old Kanye. No, I would never really cared for Kanye West. Guess my construct will die. Maybe a bad block. But it doesn't matter. Oh, my construct, no! Seeing Growth Chamber makes life easier. That's a draw for sure. We didn't need it. I was going to Grazer TOS into play, and then play Celestial Sanctuary and make Titans from that. Moseju could be a problem. Okay. So lactal situation. Raz, dwa, trzy, cztery, pięć, sześć. So we live. What's the problem? Guess I just don't play the Grazer right now. One, two, three, four, five, 6 damage. Next turn we do the plan, right? I tap Sanctuary, put TOS into play, 3 blue, play Celestial Sanctuary, have 10 mana, get Titan, 2 Titans skill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dobra, good. Die to Strangleroot Geist, Bowmaster. No kurwa mać, no ja pierdolę. Giga skill. I was extremely unlucky, but now we get to board 3 Dismembers, cut Cavern of Souls. Probably cut Explosive because of Bowmaster. Endurance. It is impossible to endurance properly against Yawgmoth. Like what scenario do you imagine? Sketchy hands. That can dismember Dork. We have the Bowmaster. Yes. It's very unfortunate. Nice Colossus, thanks. Don't you want to draw a ring after attacks? Why does it matter? Jogmoth. Jest problem. Kept a no Amuletus and got punished. Probably should be mulliganing to Amuletus. On this matchup I was slowly arriving at conclusion, but would have helped. Yogg and Joldred. I don't know Joldred. Ale wystręczone? No jeszcze gramy kolega. Nie dziel skóry na niedźwiedziu. No, we don't gramy anymore. So this hand signaled to us that we should not be keeping Dismember, Mana Dork, and then like do some stuff because it's kind of not good enough. And Dismembering the Dork didn't even stop the curve at all because he played Bowmaster into Bowmaster and a Young Wolf on 2 and 3, making strong plays on every turn of the game. So I'll just Amuletus. Game 1 though, deeply unfortunate. There was 2, 3, 4, probably 7 outs. Yeah, probably 7 outs in his deck. So I guess 7 outs in like 40 something. Wasn't drastically unlucky, but slightly unlucky. Is this memory a Yawgmoth card or for something else? It is a Yawgmoth and Scam card. It's not that great against Yawgmoth. Fajny mecz, ale fajnie gdybyś tam się postawił jakoś. No fajny, no. Kolego. A w drugiej grze się nie postawiłem, ale w pierwszej to myślę, że tak. When will you play Plow Under? Is it in Cube? On 13th January of 2026, maybe. But I'm not even sure. It's not gonna be in my Amulet deck. If that's the suggestion. Flow Under is not in the current cube list. Damn. Is cube on mono right now? Seems to be very often on mono. The other page in my binder includes such cards as Scissor Eye, which was a very weak Dual Masters card. Or rather, I guess it was a Dual Masters card, and you tell me how strong do you think it is? It's a 4-mana 3000 power creature, vanilla. So it's actually pretty weak. Fairly unplayable even. Here we have a mountain, which says Polska Górom. That's because góra in Polish is mountain, so it makes sense. Góra means mountain, but also means like over the top or like up. You know, this way. What is this upside down blue one? It means that Scissor Eye produces 1 mana when you're in your mana zone, because you place your cards in your mana zone this way. So then it was just 1 blue mana, or rather 1 water civilization mana. Here we see Ambush, I believe a story of which I have told you already, chat. So for those who remember it, you remember it. If you don't, you don't. It's also a custom food token, which is actually a bottle of Don Simon. Which is a very cheap sangria available in Spain. And it's kinda... I like it a lot. And I drank a lot of Don Simon with my travel buddies. Jędrek and Harry 13 MTG. Yeah, this is also a Blood Tide Harvester, which is actually an artist proof, which I got from the user Asmodei Usise, who is actually Alan, the other player who I said is a strong Polish player. Because in large part I built a standard deck for Pro Tour Minneapolis, in which then he placed well, so I guess that was a form of thanks. Makes sense. And the ambush story, I've told it on stream like once or twice already, but it's a pretty lengthy one, but you could just enjoy it, and maybe you should preserve it somehow for the future folks. But the ambush story is that back when I just started playing Magic the Gatherings, yeah, instant insects, pay attention to like the details. Because I can't. Instant insect ambush. Like the funny thing was that there was an ambush card in the same set, two of them, right? So one of them was Ambush Crotic, other was Ethereal Ambush, so I just thought it's gonna be funny to combine them both into an ambush card and instant insect. It just kind of fits, right? And even the artwork kind of fits. Then, at the beginning of my career of playing Magic the Gathering cards, I only played Amulet. And I had an Amulet deck in perfect fit sleeves and normal regular sleeves on top of that. And back then I was not a white border enjoyer. I actually asked Jędrek to use a Sharpie, the TSP Jędrek that you might know from online Magic Online spaces, to Sharpie over my Summer Blooms, which were white bordered, because I wanted to turn them black border. I have changed since then, and I wouldn't have done that anymore. But that was what I wanted to do back then. So as he was sharpening over my Summer Blooms, I went to the bathroom, then I returned, only to see Jędrek pranking me by not only doing what I asked for, but also writing a bunch of funny things on my other cards. For example, my Amulet of Vigor had a Illuminati sign on the eye, and my Primeval Titan was renamed to Primeval Titan. To, because Ambush was currently like the kind of joke that we were going with. It was kind of an in-joke, pretty popular, right? So, Primeval Titan. I said, haha, very funny. He did not write on the cards, he wrote on the perfect fit sleeves. So what do you do in a situation like that? You say, haha, very funny. Just take your cards and you flip the sleeves upside, like to the other side, without thinking about it much, and you put your cards in there. But what if half a year later you don't remember that situation at all? You play GP Copenhagen with Griselbrand, and round 2 of day 2, a judge comes over and says, "Hey, are you Piotr?" Yes. Is this your deck? Shows me my amulet deck. And I say, yes. Well, do you know anything about any cards in this deck being marked? No? I have no idea, Mr. Judge. Thank you for your cooperation, Piotr, and you can go back to playing. So, I pay no mind. I keep on playing. Finish my round. And between rounds, I see my friend who I borrowed my amulet deck to play in a Sunday side event. He's visibly mad. I ask, what's going on? And he says, Kurva canister, what the heck happened with your, why did you give me a marked deck? Why did you... Yeah, I lent it to him. Why your, Primal Titan was marked and had the word Titan on the perfect sleeve on the back of it. Right at the top, that's insane. I'm like, oh.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Shit.
If a judge ever comes up to you and asks questions, just plead the fifth canixed.
I have not thrown him under the bus. I have no recollection of that event at that moment. I had absolutely forgot about those cards being drawn upon. So, we explained the situation. We figured out it was the Jendrek prank from a half a year ago. Somehow I never changed my sleeves. I never looked at my perfect fits at all. I just kept them the same way, and I guess I wasn't playing Amulet in Copenhagen, so I was playing Grishelbrand instead, so I was playing a different deck, so maybe I just ended up not paying attention to that. We have tracked down the judge who have issued a disqualification for our buddy who played with my amulet deck. And we have explained the entire situation to the judge using ambush as a proof of the innocence of my friend. We have found the Illuminati signs on the amulet. We have flipped the cards. It fits on the front side. The judge kept it, really professional. Didn't smile at all, not a single time. He was just listening to our story and saying, yes, I understand. And then, towards the end of our interrogation with the judge, there was a last question from the judge. He asked me if I know of any other cards being marked in my deck, and I said there might be a penis on my forest. Turned out there actually wasn't, so it made me look even sillier, but I had a vague memory of Jendrek also drawing a penis on my forest. Just, going with some more elaborate drawings on most of the cards, but then also just drawing the small dick shape on my forest, but that it was not there. So we flipped the forest and there was no penis, and the judge just looks at me and I look at him, and and it was really lucky that we had ambush as a proof of innocence of my body, right? Because the judge ultimately, it looked very intentional at first, right? The way it was discovered, the amulet guy, the sleeves were yellow too, so they were kind of transparent. The amulet guy had a card face down, or was drawing or something, and his opponent noticed the Titan on the back of the Titan. So it was hey, there is something on your card, and he was like, yeah, I guess. And then I pull out the card from out of the sleeve, and it just says Titan on it, and it's a Primal Titan which is also the card you want to top deck the most in the deck, right? It's like the card you would mark. Like the one single best top deck that you always want to like find in a situation like that. And just it just says Titan. So the judge said that he cannot reverse the disqualification because the situation is just too absurd and like too damning for him to allow for the guy to continue playing in the side event, right? But he said that our testimonies and evidence is going to be used to make a case against banning the guy from playing forever. And he was scared for a long time, but he never got banned actually, so it seems like the evidence was pretty convincing. It's an old story. It happened in 2015. It was GP Copenhagen 2015, I believe. So yeah, that's the ambush story. Upkeep marked Coco, less suspicious. Yeah. If you want to play with marked cards and get away with it, you know how. Yeah, well, I believe that ambush played a vital role in preserving the assumption of innocence here. Did I stick with Dragonrod Morka and Amuleto, or you think it's bad? It's kinda bad, but it's a kinda okay too. Like, I was thinking that it's actually not that good because it gets subtlety, but then I thought about it again, and against subtlety, the way to beat subtlety is to cast creatures you have not been pacting for. So having more creatures is solid, and it's like a good stabilizer. This is the subtlety decks, Rhinos and Murktide. So that's why I'm sticking with the Morka for now. Yeah, Krasis is good too. I have the second Krasis. Maybe two Krasis is better. Maybe two Krasis achieves what I want to. Morka is better at 6 mana than Krasis, probably. There was also another card I liked from the same limited set, which were the Crew Shocks. Actually, free cards. I liked Crew Shocks a lot. Just because the word Crew Shock is very funny. But they didn't get an invitational card in the same way that Ethereal Ambush got. Ambush Crotic and Ethereal Ambush. Excuse me, Ambush. Instant Insect. Does it have a Polish meaning? Not really, no. But it kind of sounds funny in Polish. And I like how this Crotic is so big, yet it still ambushes the beast, and the beast is giga surprised. Even though it's like a huge ass beast with an entire tower on its back, and this is a human, right? It's a 5/5 insect. The absent merchants soon discovered why this route was clear of dragons. Damn. Ethereal ambush. So the way I made the ambush artwork, it actually presents both ambushees, so also funny. But also you could go with ambush like the other one. It's like partially because of the name, because it's kinda would be hard to cut off the Crotic and keep ambush, and Ethereal Crotic is not as interesting. Manifest the top 2 cards of your library. The energies of the Timur lands are readily unleashed upon intruders. Damn. But Crotics, just look how powerful it is. And they only exist on the past arc here because they went extinct because all the dragons ate them. In a stunning act of diplomacy, Yasova Dragonclaw ceded a portion of Timur lands to the Sultai. Her clan protested until they saw she had given the Sultai the breeding grounds of the Krushoks. They hadn't realized she had a sense of humor. Damn. What a prankster Yasova is. This was. Forests you control are 1/1 green elf creatures that are still lands. Damn. Sure hope opponent doesn't pyroclasms you. Krushoks clear debris from fertile fields, fallow fields, and battlefields. What a mighty beast. Perfectly suited for life in the shifting wastes, the Krushok is well protected by its horn, its hide, and its temper. Damn. Those hacking Krushoks. They look like something you shouldn't mess with. Can creatures go back to being summon spells? Probably they will never do. It's been a change that happened years ago. You don't think you've ever played a Krushok even though you drafted DTK a lot? The 4 mana one was fine, right? I didn't actually read it, but it had 2 abilities, so. And it was uncommon. 5 mana free 4. Actually, it's not fine. It's kind of me. No, actually, it is not fine. How is Bob doing? Bob the dog 1-2, TSP and 1-2. Damn. Only Zerg 3-0ing masterfully with Jogmoth. It would be maybe possible at 4 mana, smiley face, I agree. Upon reading the card, I agree. To Amulet Tea, Amulet Tea. Come on, give me Tron or Baron. No, I'm gonna destroy them. Song request Friday. Added Hamas issues warning for Friday the 13th in position number 7 to the queue. Thank you for the request. Should I keep this? Play against this gamer they were playing. Okay. It's kind of weak. Probably mulligan. Yeah, they're playing Omnatos. Gonna play Saga next turn to make the constructs. Probably the first Amulet was gonna trade with Prismatic Ending or something. Maybe Bonding. Okay. And playing out reasonably. Even if the fairy bounces Saga. Not too bad. Charlotte's Coke Agent, okay. Oh no, so my opponent's gonna be 2015 or 25 after this match. Maybe actually. I can't stop them. Beans. Beans. Two mana, 2 mana. Why shouldn't I block this with Dryad? Is this pack deck actually good? Even Gab is playing it. I mean, it's Focal, alright. If you cut Blood Red Elf for a normal card, then it's fine. Oh yeah, Fire Ice. Sure. Good point. Fire, ice. Genial. Can salt it now, I guess. Okay, I still get to Titan, right? You are assaulted to stop the attack. Nice soul, dude. By the way. Excellent Colossus. And I have 2 Colossus in my deck right now, so it's pretty solid. And my opponent's gonna be like, Leyland Binding, Teferi Bones, Primal Titan, Omen of Gain for life. Sure, sure. What happened to Hanwer Garrison these list? Well, it's either Garrison or Slayer Stronghold. Slayer Stronghold makes you also able to play Sunhome, so your Titan is like a bigger threat with single amulet, which is what happened. I eventually fought them. I kinda need my Titan to be a big threat and kill through multiple amulets right now, I feel like. So that's what happened. With Hanur Garrison, you're planning to use to hit Dryad more often, which can't always reliably happen. I feel like, well, it's like kind of easier to win. I'm not entirely sure Sunhome is necessary, but it seems okay. Binding on Titan is maybe gonna hit the Amulet. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, Binding Titan is just suicidal. Get Dryad? No, Get Dryad is quite bad. Like, risky. Do I attack to draw 2 more cards with your Colossus? No, because I'll attack with the Colossus. Slash Stronghold in play. With Valaku triggers. Chat, do you know of this card? Have you ever seen it? When has 7 cards in hand, they just drew 3 new cards. How big? 14. Did I conduct a poll on the power level of Soul to do with no Evoke and Pioneer? I did, yeah. Or maybe it was not a poll, but a question. Maybe it was just a discuss type post. Maybe it's 2 sagas. What was the result? People were lukewarm about it, didn't really find it to be like to look all that strong. I think it will be playable. Looks like way better than Dulcimir. Path of the Dead is Cavern of Souls. But Lord themed. So to the Cold Weather Colossus, awesome. So they have 8 cards in hand, but what now, right? Also, I can't really die because I have 40 life. And 3 rings in play, and Cancer wins, yeah.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Canny rage, canny rage, canny rage, peeper cute Jim in hearts.
Many untapped white sources do they play? Did you want me to Boseju Binding at Amulet? What about it briefly, maybe? You love this deck, but it's too difficult for you. Then keep watching and maybe eventually it's gonna be good. It's kinda sketchy, but I'll keep it. Can draw any untapped land to play Grazer on 2. Pummel to 6. And the hand is like roughly okay against Force of Vigor. Can also get fire dice, I guess. You're fired, no? It's my only bounce land, but it would be your iced, true. Yeah, your fire is when you fire. That's a good point. What if you just play Shadow's Agent, but you play other 2-drops too, and you don't always cascade into beans, but often? Does that make sense? What if you play Dryness instead of beans? Damn. You can play one Ren, so you never cascade into the second one. For fire you say you're fired. For ice you say chill out. Yeah. Beans and ribbons. Damn. Yeah, it will. Literally proof. Just binding. Why do you bind my Nazusa? I guess just to draw two. Because you don't want to bind important things. You also pitch the binding. What if you played a 2 mana? What if you played a Kandra Cascade deck and you cascaded into Back to Nature against this deck? I don't think they would recover. But also now, without binding, they can't answer the ring, so that's good. Don't give Spike ideas. Get to play Emrakul next turn. Play TUS. Oh, yeah, upkeep. No upkeep, stop. Damn. Bro, I'm protected. I take no damage. Fair. If I told you your deck is cringe and I told you your music is cringe, which would you take more offense to? Deck. Can we mill them? I'm close to. I probably can wait on the Emrakul a little bit.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Tiny Colossus, probably. They may have Commandeer from the sideboard. That doesn't do anything as Emrakul. So, sure. Probably could play Dread first. Probably should play Dread first. Then Colossus. Force him to interact with the Dryad. Or kill Omnath. Spike's deck needs Stab versus Lens. Yeah, it doesn't have anything, it's just blank. In that matchup. Like, you know, it draws so many cards that probably could have some stuff and be like much better, but it's kind of a structural issue. Fossil Vigor, okay. Colossus is a 10/10, so it needs to be dealt with too. Yeah, Charmo doesn't really do much for him, I think, in the matchup. And I buy this shirt. It's 5 mana. Don't grief scam me. I'll come. Expected it to be something extremely unfunny. Oh yeah, leyline binding, bro. What would you include? I don't know. Not sure. Like, nothing really comes to mind. Can you please deck them? That's my plan, yeah. This new enchantment seems to be quite potent. Yeah. Discard 2 Charmos. Cool. Wait, it costed 2 mana and you discard 2 of them? Crazy. Ramu to dash with BTL. I mean, it still doesn't seem like that huge of a deal. Yeah, you could sideboard some funny stuff. Figure. Again. Could have copied a third one, probably should have. Pitch. One probably has that one endurance, sure. What's the figure destroys? Dual Kuhaps, that's not legal. Still wins the match. Come on, I wanted to do it. Play ring, draw a card, hey Semrakul, hit you for 15. Take your 10, cast many spells as I can, and you know. Have we done an unbanned tier list ever? Yeah, like 3 times. Bros, Monday nothing will happen. Spike was 25, by the way. Well, if I add my own scores against this deck, it's gonna be 27 or 28. I don't remember if I played twice or thrice. Nothing happens, a lot of whining will happen, but not on this channel, and that's what's important. This channel is a safe haven for people who do not want to engage with the Pantok as much as people naturally do in other spaces. So think twice before you bring it to the channel, Wontendo. Because even by saying what you're saying right now, you're leaving crumbs for the fox to swallow and bloat into Pantokness. What is Spike deck? Is it just Folklore with Charles into Beans? Yeah. It's also Bloodbraid Elves into Charles into Beans. Co ty dupisz maleńki? No tak właśnie dupię. Emra, cool. The Promised End. Yeah, pretty cool in my view. What does like even win its own race versus the Salted Live Gain in the rings? Charles, I'm super glad Up the Beanstalk is draw a card instead of you may draw a card. Because it makes it much more interesting in those long games. Because it draws so much in the long games that the decking actually is an issue. If it was little bitch, you may draw a card and be kinda OP. Even at the World vs. Shoulder it came up. Yeah, I remember seeing that Greg Orange was getting kinda wrecked by his own Beanstalk against Shieldred. The only well position that matters ranges from 100 feet to 800 feet deep. Some wells are even 1000 feet or deeper. The deeper a well is, the better the water quality. Well positioned, I get it. What about dumping sphere? Doesn't sound like a powerful solution. They probably skipped the May because of Arena. No, they skipped it because of Magic Online. I believe in them. Does Titan feel well positioned now? I vibe well with Titan. So the answer would be yeah, I guess. The last 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 4 prelims with Amulet, I went 3-1 in each of them. It's just Boseju, right? Every other card sucks. Well, I mean, Boseju doesn't solve the matchup for them. So I'm omitting the O2 challenge and the 1-2 1 free prelim that happened because here I timed out, so it doesn't count. Promise N is actually pretty fun against Shellless Beans. It's easy to deck them on purpose. Yeah, that's why I'm playing it. The ultimate Titanos list. By the way, 3-1 with free packed 2 Colossus. Free packed Amulet Titan. Is it going to be the new norm? Maybe. I can see why not. Also, yesterday I was discussing with a fellow Amulet gamer how lore accurate this deck is to the lore of Magic the Gathering. You have the semi-growth chambers in which the Primeval Titans get born and produced, I assume. And then all of the different lands are all the different... Wait, then you have Mycosynth Gardens, which in lore was actually the core of Phyrexia, where the Realmbreaker was being grown, a tree that allowed for the Phyrexian invasion of all the other planes. So you use Mycosynth Gardens and then you give your Titans ability to travel through different worlds. And then all of the different places are different planes that Titans visit to learn valuable lessons, like in Kung Fu Panda or Ratatouille. And he becomes stronger and more powerful as he understands the world and himself better. What's the role of Arboreal Grazer? We fight to stop a tyrant, but we also fight for the gentle creatures who have no concept of what befalls their world. So this is just Primeval Titan, right? Understanding that what truly matters is the beauty in small things. Urza's Saga fits with Tolaria West. You know, Tolaria was also the college where students learn to time travel, which is also very useful for Titan's travels and throughout planes with Mycosynth Gardens, right? And Urza's Saga is probably just something that they teach at the Tolaria West University. Did Primal Titan go to Tolaria College? For sure he was taking some lessons there. Dryad of the Lishan Grove. Wine Rift. I don't know how to pronounce that. He nurtures life among the dead. Here on Theros, Primal Titan went to the underworld, visited the land of the dead, and just understood how beautiful and important life is. Makes sense that the Dryad is here. Explores, you might think that it's about exploring the new lands, but it's about the inward journey that the Titan takes into himself to discover everything that he can about himself and the world. Azusa, lost but seeking. Titan was also once lost but seeking. That is in fact what the entire deck is about, right? Many journeys, the travels, discoveries. No wonder that Primal Titan would go along with Azusa, right? As they're virtually doing the same thing. And now the Wandering honestly kinda doesn't fit, so waiting for an in-universe print of that. Do you explain all of this to your opponents in paper as you play each card? No, just to you on the stream right now. Cultivator Colossus. I'm not entirely sure yet, but you know, Primal Titan is primitive, but from its name, but you can see that he's actually very sophisticated and learned a lot. And even though on surface it might seem to be a brute, it's actually a creature that considered lots of possibilities, while Cultivator Colossus is more of a brutal, actually primitive force, so I don't know how to so I'm not entirely sure on Colossus yet. I need to investigate that, and we could make some vague connection between Valagot and the One Ring, yeah. In the sideboard, we've got Elesh Norn, which, you know, it makes sense. We're playing 4 copies of the Mykosin Gardens, the most inner sphere of New Phyrexia. Clearly, Primal Titan has some connections to the New Phyrexia and to the ruling Praetor of the plane. We're also using the Dismember spell, which also is a Phyrexian technique. Can you write this out? It's gonna be assignment for the chat. Emrakul is the promised end, the end of the journey inwards that Primal Titan is embarking on every single time you play this deck. Endurance is just the quality that Primal Titan possesses, and throughout all of the opposition, even like if we back off at the meta level, or is it non-meta level, like Primal Amulet Titan is like the oldest running deck in Modern, like one of the oldest decks in Modern that just keep existing. I guess Tron is like 2, but so Amulet Titan is one of those decks that just existed in 2012 and exists in 2023, and will probably keep existing for many years. And it clearly shows the endurance of the deck, right? It's just able to withstand so much. Hydroid Kratos is a Simic beast, so it's probably a body that was being formed in a semi-growth chamber next to the one the Titan was chilling in. Dragon Lord Jomoka is one of the friends that Primal Titan made along his journey on many planes while visiting Tarkir. Radiant Fountain also fits with the philosophical theme of Primal Titan being an adventurer amongst worlds, right? All peoples treasure a place where the weary traveler may drink in peace. Primal Titan understands that and knows that sometimes you need to take a moment for yourself and just drink in peace. Engineered explosives cause 0 mana. You transmute for it with Tolaria West, so it's probably one of the other secret techniques that Primal Titan has learned. Probably in the University of Tolaria West. Right? The card comes from Mirrodin, which directly descends from Karn, who was a creation of Urza, who ran the Tolarian University and was a master of artifice, so this technique was probably already learned, like, taught back in the Tolarian West University. Well, silence, I don't know how to explain. All the wizardry in the world has to pass through one small and easily sealed door, says Ajani Goldmane. So it's probably yet another instance of probably a spell that Primal Titan has learned during one of his stays at the Radiant Fountain, where the quote from Ajani Goldmane comes to. So it makes sense that they have met in lore accurate meeting between Primal Titan and Ajani Goldmane.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Why Slayer Stronghold package greater than Hanwar Battlements?
I love you. You.
Thank you. Thank you, Pegan T. I missed the power sometimes when I played with Hanwar. And everybody's playing with Boros Garrison, so I just followed. And it's not very often that it's useful, but it's useful sometimes. And sometimes it's easier to kill when you have this in your deck. Or you can kill through more interaction too, which is actually the like more interesting, more relevant part. But you know, lore-wise, Slayer Stronghold and Sunhome are just the places that Primal Titan went to learn fighting. And he visited the most vicious, most effective Slayers from the plane of Innistrad, hardened by the years of fighting fighting against werewolves, various demons, wraiths, vampires. And he learned many techniques from them. Later on, he also took some lessons in Sunhome, the main quarters of the Boros Legion, the fortress of the Boros Legion, where he learned even more combat techniques. What is the lore of the amulet? Is it his lucky charm or something? After years of study, I have learned an important lesson. The relics we watch might be watching us back. I'm not sure. I'll think about that. Okay, mana base seems worse and no trick when no amulet available. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, you have amulet. Like, against most decks in the metagame, I just assume I have 2 amulets. Given 4 Mycosynth Gardens nowadays. Yeah, what's the lore of Amulet of Vigor? Because Primeval Titan is all about nurturing the both body and the soul. He does not skip either. As you can see, like, both aspects are extremely important to him. Maybe it wasn't always like that. Maybe there was some catalyst event that led Primeval Titan to look inward, explore inwards more so, right? Are the 4 Titans the same guy in different stages of his life, or do all Titans go on this journey of self-discovery? I just assume that 4 Titans is just like a limitation of the fact that card-wise you play 4, but it's just one character. And the cards like depicts the same character. Although, I guess typically when you summon multiple Titans in a single turn, it is when you go Titan, Tolaria with Seeming Growth Chamber, and then Titan again, right? So it could be also interpreted as a sort of a duplication technique. Like some Tolarian technique of duplicating oneself to fight. Yeah, cloning himself like Titan no Jutsu. So the marked one was before he learned that true happiness doesn't come from cheating. You could say that, yeah. Does Morka have a story? The Morka, just a friend that Primal Titan met across his journeys during a filler episode, yeah. So for the Morka, what's important for the Morka? It's enduring and the ties to family. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. I think that was important to Abzan, but for the Morka it might be different. Because there was some kind of a lore where the Morka outlawed cultivating the spirits of the ancestors and focused like on the present, right? Because if you look at all the Abzan cards, then they have some kind of spiritual ancestors on some of the cards. But I'm kind of hazy on the Morka lore, so I don't actually know. But we know that Anafenza is a spirit in the Dragon's timeline because martyred for worshipping her ancestors, she now walks among them. So she became a spirit because she was martyred because she worshipped her ancestors, and the Morka forbids. Celestia something about something. Well put. I mean, Celestia, Sanctuary, and Golgari Rot Farm. Also Grulturf, not present in my decklist right now, but frequently is there. Those are just, different guilds that Primal Titan visits in his early life. Which is also like, makes sense, right? You play your bounce lands to produce mana, and then you play your Titan, right? And then it goes on to visit Tolaria West, / Strongholds, Sunhome, Valakut. So Titan was born in a Simic vat, but he explored what other guilds had to offer, the savagery of the Gruul, the understanding of the life cycle that Golgari offers, and the community in Celestia sanctuaries. Hello, are you playing in weekend challenges? I'm playing the modern one tomorrow, yeah. So that's roughly the lore of the Amulet Titan deck, and in my view, it's the most lore accurate modern deck that there is. GRV Kebab, what you are saying is not lore accurate because Azusa would not enroll. Like, Azusa was from Kamigawa. She does not know of Tolare West even existing. This deck became fully lore accurate when Mykosin Gardens got printed. Because in the present, Primal Titan was able to use the Omen Paths to travel through different worlds and then travel into the past to take lessons on Tolare West. Bro, everything is lore accurate in My Little Pony X Fortnite X Doctor Who world. Fair. So, will we get a Primal Titan Planeswalker sometime in the future? Not up to me. Not my call. Alright. That is it for today. We've pre-won another prelim. We learned a lot. Burn is a pretty lore accurate too. I challenge you to present it to me in a convincing way. Stay hydrated, and I will come back tomorrow. You can try to teach Spike about how Titan is lore accurate in his chat, but I doubt you will manage.